Oh, hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling the radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea, under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. We are live, believe it or not, our home base of operations, Orlando, Florida, and we made it just by the skin of our teeth today after Hurricane Ian. Ian.
Jesus.
It starts with an I. That's close
When
enough.
have you ever heard that name
Hurricane
pronounced
Ian. Yeah, Hurricane
Ian.
Ian has hit Wyoming.
Ian, whatever. Okay. CJ and Bubble Boy in the studio with me.
Ian.
Scuba Radio, Scuba Squad connected via the web, made up of Casey the Tobacco Nut, Jerry the Diver Guy, Mermaid Kristen with us as well. But we're going to take care of some business before we get into all this hurricane news because it has been a crazy week, to say the least, that we've dealt with over the last few days. But I want to address something, some fallout from last week's show. If you remember, I mentioned I was going in for a colonoscopy, and I compared the probing of my colon to that of a cave dive.
That was a little weird.
It wasn't planned. It was just an off-the-cuff remark and evidently ruffled some feathers. And once again, it wasn't intentional, and I apologize for any mental image I may have painted in the minds of some cave divers.
They can't take a joke.
Read the letter. This is one of many.
Some hate mail.
Yeah. I mean, we got a lot of emails last week about this.
I mean, people need to grow a sense of humor, seriously.
This is a pretty good representation
Are
of
you
what
sure
we
you
got.
want me to read this?
Go ahead. Let's get it out of the way.
Dear Greg, I'm
Yeah.
a longtime listener and avid cave diver. You really took things too far in Scuba Radio this week. I thought you were all about promoting diving. We are.
Yeah.
So you can imagine my disgust when you compared my favorite type of diving to your colon.
Right.
It will be impossible to get that mental image out of my head the next time I descend into a black hole.
Oh.
Don't ever do that again. Cave diving, Carl. P.S. You can go to hell.
Oh, that's not right.
What an ass.
That's a bit harsh.
Another warm letter from Carl.
All right. Well, look, it is what it is, and I've already apologized, so let's just leave it right there and move on. I will say, however, that the procedure, my colonoscopy, was a piece of cake, and I was told I have the colon of a 19-year-old. How about that?
Gross.
You
Yeah.
should probably give it back.
All clear. The prep is what is truly a pain in the ass if you've been through this, nightmare. And, you have an entire day where you can't stray too far from the toilet or you're asking for trouble.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what I did all day on Sunday after the show to get ready for the colonoscopy on Monday. And in between bathroom breaks, I binge watched more TV than ever before. I saw that new Thai rescue TV show on Netflix that some of our diving friends.
13 Lives.
No, this is a different one. It actually has subtitles. It's from overseas someplace, but our friend, one of our diving friends, are in it, doing some stunt work. I saw the new Elvis movie on HBO, caught up on that, but I was so bored. There was so much time to waste. I had to, we even ended up watching like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, just to pass the time.
Wow, you
right?
were bored.
I was very, very bored to just get my mind off of the constant runs to the toilet, and I'll tell you. I had the weirdest dream where cave divers were involved in my colonoscopy. I mean, it was really bizarre.
Buzz Lightyear, Rump Ranger, reporting for duty.
You said duty.
To the sphincter and beyond.
Hey, Greg's such a tight ass. We better jelly up with lube.
Okay, bend over.
Dive.
Whoa, awfully dark in here. Spooky.
Heiny ho, heiny ho, heiny ho.
Is that the Thai soccer team?
I think those are dwarfs.
We prefer the term dingle buddies.
Hey, up yours, sister. Shove it, Stinky.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hollywood Bowl.
Now here is Elvis Presley.
As the gas flies out an old and gray abused old coal in a poor little baby turd is born in the bud home.
You're a good audience, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
You ain't nothing but a bunghole, farting all the time. You ain't nothing but a bunghole, crapping all the time. Well, you better wipe all them dingleberries off your big behind.
Elvis has left the bowels.
I told you it was weird.
Oh, wow. It's like we had the dream with you.
Yeah, that was pretty bizarre. Yeah, it was a night terror, I believe.
With apologies to Jerry and his kin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
In the bong home.
Yeah, we've been watching the closed caption video while the dream was taking place. Jerry's driving.
In the butt home.
Hey, I don't think he's doing. I think that's enough of that, CJ. Stop that.
Oh, dear God.
Mermaid Kristen left.
I know.
Throwing up.
That's the correct response.
She had this ill look on her face, and just about halfway through the dream sequence, she disappeared. And
well, I don't blame her.
Nothing. We got nothing.
I think she fell down.
Heiny ho!
Heiny ho!
Wow.
Dingle buddies.
All right. Well, so that's what happened to me. And so the moral of this story is to go get your colon checked. Don't die of colon cancer.
The hell with that.
A public service message from Scuba Radio.
That's right. So, we're just doing our thing to make people aware that it's not that big a deal. And who knows, you might have a entertaining nightmare as well.
Go to the doctor, check your butthole.
Okay, that's enough, I said. All right. All right. What do you think of that, Casey? That was have you had one of those lately? By the way, every 10 years after 50, or actually 45 now, you're supposed to get that done.
Several, but none of them could even begin to compare to your experience.
Well, I think I feel honored.
Well, that was a dream. That wasn't what really happened.
Well, that's right. That was just a total
Did they
dream.
give you propofol or LSD?
Yes.
Oh, wait. I thought you said that was photographed and recorded during the session.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't
okay.
real, Casey.
Whatever.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Got it.
But we apologized in advance, by the way, didn't we?
Well,
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And I was so bummed. I will say I was so bummed that, this Hurricane Ian was going to come in and screw our plans for us to have that little bit.
Well, that's really going to piss off the guy who wrote the letter. So
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, but, it is what it is. But I guess there is some other news that we have to cover.
Oh, good.
Could we please?
There has been something going on in the world that has affected us personally and, all across the state of Florida. You may have heard of this thing. This hurricane has been a mess. And, literally, I didn't know if we were going to be able to do the show today till about an hour or so before broadcast time. Because we didn't have power here at Scuba Radio headquarters. So, that little radio piece of magic that we just shared might have not happened.
Oh, my God.
But we made it.
That would have been terrible.
We made it just in the nick of time to share that with the world.
It just come right out of the brown hole.
Oh, just stop it,
Jerry.
I said. We've reached our quota of butt jokes for the show.
With Jerry, when you get him on a roll, it's like a dog with a bone.
Yeah, it is.
Ho.
Yeah. Are you getting any weather up where you are now, Jerry, up in the mountains of Virginia, or is it going that way? I don't know. You feeling anything up there?
It has been raining for the last, it started raining yesterday around 2:00.
Mm-hmm.
But it has shifted to the right a little bit, so it's not coming in on us.
All right. Well, then you've dodged a bullet because we got it all down here in Florida. We're going to talk about that, how it affected the Keys. We're going to check in with our South Florida diving friends and probably apologize a bit more for that dream sequence as well. It's all coming up. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Bula,
You'll hear that a lot when you visit Fiji. It's more than a greeting. It's the spirit of this friendly country. With 333 islands, white sand beaches, and year-round tropical warmth, it's hard not to feel happy at this exceptional dive destination known as the soft coral capital of the world. Fiji Airways has a modern fleet of aircraft to take you to Fiji in style and at great prices. Contact your travel agent now or go to FijiAirways.com and plan your Fijian dive adventure. That's FijiAirways.com.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Hey, baby, what's going down?
Later, nerd.
Are you lacking with the ladies?
Nope.
Enhance your scuba superpowers with a new Scuba Radio hat.
Wow, nice hat.
Just picked it up at ScubaRadio.com.
Buy 2 Scuba Radio hats and get free shipping.
Need a dive buddy, sexy?
Always. And I got a Scuba Radio hat for you, too.
New Scuba Radio hats are now available at ScubaRadio.com.
So cool.
Order yours today, or stay a loser.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that was definitely a good idea. Hurricane Ian, we're based in Orlando, Florida. We dealt with it pretty well, actually, considering what was being reported on the news. There is some serious flooding all around Central Florida, all around Orlando. And, of course, our friends down there in Southwest Florida, Fort Myers, Marco Island, we have friends down there, and it is depressing, to say the
bad.
least.
It's gonna take a lot.
It is. It's very, I will say, like Dennis, who's a friend of Scuba Radio, our friend Dennis, who pops up every now and then. He does the Just Plain Radio show with me. He lost power, but he has come through it pretty well. Lost some shingles on the roof, that kind of thing, but nothing too bad. But I think he was one of the lucky ones because
Big time.
Yeah, the folks on the coast, it's just scary.
Where's Dennis live again?
Fort Myers.
Fort Myers?
10
my
miles
gosh.
from the coast.
Wow.
So he took it. He took it like a man. And
It was a Cat 4 when it hit there.
Yeah. And,
almost 5.
Didn't lose his airplane or nothing like that. Just lost a few shingles, and he was prepared. He had a generator. He had an RV next to the house, so they just moved into the RV. And I'm not sure if he still has power yet. And literally, we got power about 3 hours before showtime today. I did not think we were going to be able to do Scuba Radio today. And we were able to pull it off.
Thank
at the
you,
last
Neil
minute.
Watson.
It was the dive god. He put in a word, you think?
He is over all things diving.
Well, we'll have to find out. Well, we're going to check in with Neil, who's down at Fort Lauderdale.
I mean, I assume it's him. It's his doing.
Yes.
It is Neil's will.
Well, I would
shall
agree.
be done.
Now, Mermaid Kristen is with us, and she has a friend connected with the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad with us as well today. So, Kristen, first off, I mean, any thoughts on the whole colonoscopy thing? I'll let you just make your say.
She
your
didn't
piece.
hear it.
She didn't hear it.
She ran.
No, I heard it.
Yeah, and that's okay.
I just,
has no comment.
I don't.
If you look at the corner of her mouth, she still has some throw up on it.
Ah, is that what that is?
I mean,
okay.
unreleased Elvis.
Yeah, right. Okay, well,
Kristen is our moral guidance.
that's right, and she's smart enough
We're
to
in trouble
know
then.
when not to say a thing, and that's because she wants to distance herself as far as possible from that stuff, which I don't blame her. So the only thing if I know she liked it, she would respond accordingly. Hiney ho,
Hiney ho,
Kristen,
Honey ho.
Jerry.
What?
You guys are making a wonderful first impression.
Just what we do.
It is what we do.
Well,
Yeah.
Welcome to the
we
Scuba
did,
Radio Scuba Squad, Rachel. Right? Is it
we did-
Rachel? We got another
we
Rachel?
didn't-
Rochelle.
We didn't mention
Quiet,
anything
Jerry. I'm talking to Rochelle. So, Rochelle, welcome to Scuba Radio. And I apologize from the bottom of my heart for everything you've heard so far on the show. We're not nearly that bad. We're way, way worse, actually. But in this case, we just
It's a light day.
got ahead of our skis a little bit before we brought you on the show. But welcome. How are you?
I'm good. Good. How are you guys?
Well, you're good. Now, you are a mermaid, too, because
I am. I'm from Illinois. Yep, I'm an
mermaids.
Do all you mermaids know each other?
Yeah, they do. Well, I mean, they mermaids just like divers. Like the buddy team. They're into the whole buddy system, right?
Yeah.
And so your mermaid Rachel's, mermaid Kristen's buddy, mermaid buddy. Is that
For
right?
sure. Yep.
Yeah. So you guys go way back in the mermaiding world, or what?
So Rocky's actually one of my very first customers for my mermaid tops.
Oh, there you go. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And
we became friends.
And have you been doing the mermaid thing for a while there, Rocky? Well, they say, okay, so you're Rocky. That's why it's not Rochelle, and that'd be better for us just to call you Rocky, right?
So yeah, so I also I work behind the chair, and Rocky's like my nickname. It's a stylist name, so it comes from a lot. I actually used to box back when I was younger. So
Don't
people
piss
used
her
to
off.
call me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I can fight.
Yeah. So wait, you work the chair? So like when one of our crew gets out of line, you put them in the chair, electrocute them, that kind of thing, or what?
I don't think I have grounds to electrocute anybody. But,
just stab them with a dull butter knife. That'll do.
I'm sure Kristen will let you know. I definitely can hold my own. I'm a little bit abrasive sometimes, so I doubt any of you are going to scare me at any level.
Yeah.
Rocky, are you going on this cruise with us?
Yeah.
I am.
Cool. Could you bring us smelling salts just in case?
There you go. We may need them.
I think Walt might need them at some point.
Yeah, that's right. Or Gomez or Julio, because we're probably going to see all three. He has two alter egos, Rocky. It's a whole thing. But yeah, you're going to be on the cruise with her. Are you guys going to bring your mermaid tails, Kristen? Both you and Rocky? And you might do some mermaiding there on the Virgin Voyage cruise ship. And by the way, we're going to do the broadcast next week from the boat because we got not only the dive god Neil Watson, as you heard, Walty Martini, Stuart Cove, famous dive operator there in the Bahamas. He's going to be on board with us. Willie Klein from the dive industry. We've got a bunch of friends from the industry. It's kind of like a pre-DEMA party where we just let our hair down and go play. Where we dive, we're going to be in Casey. We're going to be diving in Bimini in the Bahamas. And Rocky, have you been to the Bahamas before? What do you think?
I have never been out of the country like this before.
Really?
I've been to Canada. Yeah, I've never been on a cruise before either. And I'm actually still a baby diver, in my opinion. I have not dove in tropical waters. It's been mostly quarries in Illinois.
You're in for a treat.
Yeah, that's right. You're in for a treat, despite the fact that you're going to be going with us and you got to tolerate us. You're going to have a blast.
Well, she can hang with Kristen.
Well, that's true. I mean, Kristen's a handful.
Kristen will keep her out of trouble,
And,
sure.
for her first real kind of dives, we're throwing her into shark-infested water.
Why not? That's it's either sink or swim.
We're
Rocky.
kind of all shark infested.
You know, it's
yeah, but you know what I mean.
We're just lucky.
For what it's worth, Rocky, we're not planning to slit your Achilles heel right before you get in the water or anything like that. So you just swim.
Why
around
would
in a
you
circle.
say that? What are you talking about?
Well, I'm just trying to tell her. Sometimes if we don't like the mermaid, that might be a way.
That
to
has
take...
never happened. That has never crossed anybody's mind. What
Look,
the hell,
Rocky
Greg?
can take it. She said so.
hell?
Right?
Hey, Greg.
Yeah.
Greg, sorry. Technical time out there.
Yeah.
Mermaids don't have Achilles heel.
Oh, good
that's
point,
right.
Casey.
See? Okay, see.
Achilles fin.
We have a tobacco nut to keep us in line. That kind of makes you a little
There will
nervous,
be
doesn't it?
cigars
Rocky?
on the cruise. I've just got the order in.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet.
All right, well, there you go. Well, Mermaid Rocky, Mermaid Kristen going to be on the Virgin Cruise next week. We look forward to hanging with them, get to know them a little better, and have some fun, take some pictures, and just kick back after Hurricane Ian. Yeah. More coming up. Stay close.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer. And Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Peregrine is a simple, full-color, multi-gas dive computer. It's also the most economical Shearwater dive computer released to date. Check it out and the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater, dive computers for demanding divers.
Do you have a message or a product that you'd like to share with the diving world? Well, look no further than Scuba Radio. Just like you, thousands of diving enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to ScubaRadio.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter.
Prepare to rig for dive.
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Storm's getting worse.
We'll pass through it soon enough.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. Hurricane Ian created quite a mess for us this week. You know, you can always look at the cup being half empty or half full, depending on your perspective. And I'm going to say half full because it could have been way, way worse than it was for us in Orlando. I mean, we ended up losing power for what, 2.5, 3 days, and you know it's way worse for folks down on the coast and stuff. And I'll tell you, you know, we were braced for the worst when this thing took a turn at the last minute there. And,
Oh, look, the eye's coming right over my house.
right,
Awesome.
we were like, oh crap, we got a cruise to go to, we got things to do, we got a radio show to do. And look, we didn't even miss it. How about that? We still got the show done.
Don't
that.
hate me, but I didn't even ever lose power.
Yeah, I hate you.
I was
I
shocked.
hate you a lot. You know, but the wind wasn't really an issue. We had a lot of rain though, and the flooding in Orlando is crazy. I
But
mean,
we had plenty of wind and rain over here, and cities like Matlacha, Pine Island are gone.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's good to have scuba gear. You know,
And Casey, you're
as a
up
backup.
north of where are you, Sarasota
Yeah.
Just
area?
north of Tampa.
He's in butter
Okay.
country.
Yeah. So, yeah, actually, I didn't hear much stuff about that. But Tampa dodged the bullet. You're saying it's people
Yeah,
over
we
there just
dodged
got a lot of
it.
rain?
Went south of Tampa up through Sarasota,
Right.
but the communities on the coast down there are just there's no bridges. The bridges
Right.
are gone.
Yeah,
not,
it's down there,
just, not just
Sanibel.
flooded, but gone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's
but
bad.
even here in Orlando, we have had some flooding that is mind-boggling. I mean, it literally not even 15 minutes away from the studio here, and there are cars underwater that we never saw this coming, and it could happen here. I mean, you know, I don't know what caused it, or you know,
Rain, lots of rain.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
I mean, I'm no meteorologist,
Mm-hmm.
but I watch a lot on TV.
But it was a record setter, there's no doubt about that.
They said it
And
was a
so-
once in 500 year flood event.
Right. And, you know, but I
Let's
don't know.
hope.
How do you can't prepare for something like this is my point, though.
I mean, you
I
can
mean-
as much as you can.
You wouldn't have seen it coming.
I
We'd never
sandbagged
thought-
it all up,
We're,
and
you know,
I didn't
we're,
need them, thank
we're
God.
50, 100 miles inland. You
But
know,
still,
from the coast.
if it comes right at you, man, and all
yeah,
that
but
rain.
you don't expect the kind of flooding at all like we
I
got
did.
here.
They've been telling us all week
Well, they said that,
You're getting
but
12 inches of rain. Get ready. It will flood.
well, okay, you're. I just didn't think that was even remotely possible.
I did.
Just didn't.
They warned against it for like 4 days.
Well, because it's never happened before, ever. Since we lived here, and I was like, what? I was worried about the wind, and I was worried about losing power, and I did have a generator. And I'll tell you what. That was the best $400 cup of coffee I have ever had in my entire life. That generator.
Do you have a Honda? What kind do you have?
Bless them. No, I picked one up at Costco like 4 years ago.
A big generator?
It's a big generator.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice one. And
shoot high, aim low.
But I was able to watch TV. I was able to, have some coffee. Get the microwave
you didn't run it in your kids' room like you said you were going to, did you?
Yeah, you mean the exhaust fumes?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. No, that's what kept me alive for the last 3 days.
I remember you saying that. You were just going to put it in the kids' room and maybe open their window.
Yeah, maybe, depending on how they were acting up, you mean?
They don't live here.
Right. Yeah, they are all grown up, so they got out as quick as they could.
Escaped.
Yeah, but I was worried about the power situation. Had the generator. We got through the 3 days pretty easily. No big deal. So no big whoop. So for us, I feel very blessed in that sense.
Lucky.
Yeah, even though you were way better, which
I mean, yeah.
And what about you, James? What about Bubble Boy?
Still waiting on power.
No power for you.
Probably won't have it till Tuesday.
Really?
Yeah.
But you got a generator.
Yeah, I got a generator,
okay.
Plugged into the
I was in there with CJ. I never lost power, never lost AC.
Suck it, losers.
Well, I will say from all the flooding, though, I mean, I was looking at this and I was like, wow, we could go dive UCF. But then I started.
That'd be good, Viz.
No, I started looking at all the funk that was floating around.
Oh, hell yeah. It's gross.
Oh, it was nasty.
Everybody's drain fields have filled up and overflowed.
Yeah. But they were using like inflatable mattresses to get stuff from one apartment to another at some of the areas that flooded out. I was like,
they're lucky they didn't run into any local alligators.
Well, I mean, it's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Right. Just a matter of time. So we will see. But yeah, I didn't have to bring out the scuba gear. Did you even check your gear to make sure you had it ready just in case you needed something?
It's literally right next to my bed in a big
because it's all
tub.
packed up, ready to go for our next trip. Yeah.
I have a special note. I need to do a shout out for my gear.
Nope.
No, can't do it.
Come on. Yeah, got to do it. Dive City here in Land O'Lakes. Dive City.
Yeah.
Took my gear in to get it checked out. He said, because of all the stuff screwed up, I can't get your repair kit in.
Yeah.
Set me up with a complete set of atomic gear, set it up with my BC. So I have my BC and now it's ready to go. He said, just take it, having fun on the cruise. So
so you're going to bring it next week with you?
Yeah.
I'm not even bringing my gear. Are you bringing your scuba gear?
Is everyone bringing gear?
I'm not.
I'm bringing gear.
I'm doing the rental
about
stuff.
this yet. I didn't know.
No,
maybe a wetsuit.
Nah.
In case it gets cool.
Nah. I don't think you'll need it.
CJ, bring a wetsuit.
See, she knows.
Yeah. No, they'll have them.
Remember how chilly I got? That was Pacific.
Yeah,
though.
but you're kind of a girl. And
I got your girl.
Hey, come on, Cock Johnson.
Stop hitting on me.
Quiet.
Hello, I'm a man.
Yeah, okay, if you say so. But I'm just saying, I think it's going to be fine. We're going to check in with the dive guide. Maybe
that's what you said about Fiji too.
Well, yeah, but that's the Pacific. No, that's a totally different animal. And we're only going to probably do a dive or two. We're not going to be diving all day.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I need to be comfortable from the first minute.
Well, they have it's a Neil Watson Dive Center in Bimini. So they have state-of-the-art rental gear.
Maybe just my mask.
And everything. Yeah,
my mask and my
It's
computer.
good enough for Mike Tyson. It's good enough for you.
That's
CJ.
right. They take a lot of celebs diving, like for Shark Week and stuff.
I'm not worried about that.
You might be able to dive Shaq's fins.
Yeah, they'll fit
inside one fin.
Exactly.
Body will go.
It'll be like a mono fin, like a mermaid.
Like a mermaid.
You'll run it like a mermaid. But yeah, no, I'm planning to do rental gear because Casey, you can do what you want to do, but like on
then
any
you don't
trip,
have to carry it. So,
yeah. I mean, it's going to be kind of a pain to lug your gear around.
Well, it's going to be
from the
kind of a
cruise ship.
pain, but I had to figure, I really haven't had a dive since all my surgery. So I just wanted to make sure everything fit and would
Right.
work
Well, that's
and-
true. Yeah.
Maybe
I
all right.
just want any more
Fins,
hassles
wetsuit,
than-
mask. That's what I'll bring.
Okay, you do that.
And all I need is a BC and rag.
Mm-hmm. And Creston and Rocky are going to bring just a mermaid tail. Is that the case, Creston?
I'm going to bring my freediving fins.
Oh,
and I'm
okay.
gonna bring a
All right.
mask.
Rocky?
My fins.
Okay, she's
My
got
fins
fins
and my
too.
mask.
All right.
I'll
Well,
bring my fins, my mask, and my mermaid stuff, but I definitely like my fins and my mask.
well, that's probably a good plan. Yeah.
Sweet.
I mean, but less is more. That's how I always like to go travel-wise. You know, if I know they're going to have
That's
decent
only
gear, and I know
because
they
you
do.
can't lift much.
Yep.
Quiet.
I will only bring my shoes and my glasses.
So you
so
have
I
them.
have them, yeah.
So they have them, yeah.
Oh, boy. You guys are a mess.
Duh. Hey, you gave us the mic.
Yeah, it's true. That is true. Jerry the diver guy went to Fiji, but he's not going on the cruise, so he's just being quiet.
Nope.
And he's going to get a lot of comments like next week that'll say, suck it, loser.
I just saw a single tear
Payback.
roll down his cheek.
Yeah,
Hey,
I think
look,
that's what it was.
Look, I got to say it to them, suck up losers last week.
That's
So,
right. So payback is coming your way, my friend. Get used to it. It's going to happen because we're going to be in Bimini in the Bahamas diving with God knows what. Sharks, dolphins, mermaids. It's going to be a good time. You'll hear all about it right here on The Big Show. More coming up.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Surely God is mad. He's sending hurricane after hurricane after hurricane.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master, CJ and Bubble Boy in the studio with me. Scuba
Word.
Radio, Scuba Squad connected via the web. Casey the Tobacco Nut, Jerry the Diver Guy, Mermaid Kristen, and her mermaid buddy Rocky, who's going to be with us next week on the Virgin Voyage cruise. We're going to stop off in Key West, and then we're going to spend an entire day in Bimini with the dive god, Mr. Neil Watson, who's connected with us as well. Neil, how you doing, buddy? What's going on?
I'm doing fantastic, my friend. Feeling sorry for my friends on the west coast of Florida, but
Yeah.
sure feeling blessed that we dodged the bullet in Fort Lauderdale in South Florida.
Well, no doubt. Yeah, I mean, I think we took a bigger hit than you did down there in Fort Lauderdale, didn't we? Being we're up in Orlando.
Absolutely. We just got some heavy rain and a little bit of gusty winds and a few tornadoes, but it was like 24 hours, and then it was clear skies and nice temperature. So, yeah, as a matter of fact, every hotel, I think, in Fort Lauderdale, Miami, was filled with people evacuating from the west coast of Florida.
Right. Well, you know, the good news for us is that, the Hurricane Ian probably sucked out all the bad weather. So we'll have smooth sailing next week when we're cruising on that Virgin boat with our dive industry friends. And I will tell you, my crew today is whining a bit about, worried about what the, diving and water temp's going to be in Bimini next week. What do you think, Neil? It's going to be warm, isn't it? Still.
Well, they're calling from 1 to 2 foot seas.
Oh my God!
And that's in the Gulf Stream, so obviously it should be flat, calm.
Right.
And the water temperature is 86, 87 degrees.
That works.
I think that's tolerable.
That's bathtub diving time. Here we go.
Maybe I won't bring a wet.
I just saw Kristen just go. I just, it's like someone just set off a bath bomb in her tub or something. It was like, geez, look at her.
It's the warmest time of year for the water.
There you go.
We get the cold fronts coming through,
right?
Which is great for diving. It's not so good for hurricanes.
Yeah,
that's what gins them up.
Yeah, you're not going to need a wetsuit.
No, I just decided. See, I hear from you. I don't believe it. I hear
they
from
never
Neil.
believe anything I tell them,
because you never know what you're talking about.
I mean, this happened constantly when we were in Fiji. I was telling the crew every day, okay, this is what we're going to. Oh, I don't believe you. And then we do it.
Because you're full of crap.
What? But then we did it. I mean, how many times did I prove you guys wrong? Like you're like
Never.
hey,
Not once.
What are you talking about?
In regards to what?
Everything.
In regards to what?
Everything.
You were 1% right out of 99.9.
When was it?
0.01.
He gets upset when we don't fall for his crap anymore. Is
Oh,
what it is.
yeah. I don't know what's going on. It's like a mutiny, Neil. I've lost control. But I don't know. Name one time I was wrong in Fiji.
Every single thing you said.
Name one time. One time when I was wrong.
Oh, we got to put on these grass skirts and coconut, bro.
Going up that mountain to the waterfall. This will be easy.
Oh, good one.
Wait. I didn't say it was going to be easy.
Jerry, I booked your massage. It'll be great.
Lies.
Well, we got to get a massage, guys.
What about my massage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that
Can
was.
I just say though, I am super looking forward to 87-degree water to
Heck
dive
yeah.
in.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you don't need a wetsuit. Just bring your
Yeah.
bikini. CJ, you'll be good to go.
Pacific was chilly.
Just some
I
rash
can
guards and I'll
guarantee
be
the
good.
trip will be shorter than Fiji.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we'll have less travel time to get over to Bimini, and
Hell
we'll be on a cruise ship on the Virgin Voyage Scarlet Lady. So it's going to be a good time. And this is, like I said, this is kind of like a dive industry. Let your hair down, just go hang out with some with some of your diving friends before we have to hunker down for business at the 1st of November for the DEMA show. Neil, you looking forward to that too?
I'll have to come up with a plan B for letting my hair down.
Well, you and CJ and me. And,
me and CJ, I'm afraid we're going to have problems with letting the hair down. Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't cover a head this perfect in hair.
Okay, that works, I guess.
That's right.
Yeah, but I'm really looking forward to just having some quality time with the dive god, and by the way, CJ was saying earlier that we have you to thank for the fact that we were able to do the show today. Did you put a call up upstairs or something, being a dive god, and say, hey,
to do what?
We didn't know if we are going to be able to do Scuba Radio today.
Oh no, I scheduled it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thanks for putting a word in.
Yeah, because Greg had no power until a few hours ago.
Yeah.
I figured power on by noon would be in time. So
Okay.
It's going to make you nervous.
Right. So, do you have any idea what kind of diving we might do in Bimini next week, Neil? Do you have any things planned yet?
It's kind of, and hopefully I'm gonna be able to arrange a boat for us. So it's kind of what we want to do. I don't, I don't know what everybody wants to do.
I know CJ got he wasn't able to do the shark dive, so if, you're probably down for doing some shark things.
Hell
if we can
yes.
Figure it out, but I don't know.
Well,
we don't have hammers right
be,
now, right?
That would be it. I mean, what would be fun if it's not challenging, but doing this upon a for a nice snorkel and then go out and do triangle rocks with the sharks would be fun.
Yeah,
and
that
then
would
maybe
be
a little bit of rum on the way back. And,
a little bit of rum. Is that what he said?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Bahamian rum. Yes,
This is purely anecdotal, but I spoke to a neighbor a couple of days ago, and they said they had been a buddy of his had been down to Bimini, and there was a hammer.
Aha. So you're still having them, like one or two.
So now I don't know. That was a week ago, but
it just kind of depends, right, Neil?
Well, the thing is, if he saw a hammer in Bimini, it would not have been on the Hammerhead site. It would have been on the wall or something.
Yeah, I don't know where it was.
Just cruising around. Yeah. Well, because we're out of season.
Nobody's going to just go out and casually dive in 20 feet of sand.
Yeah.
So
you know what I would be down for,
right?
and I bet Kristen and Rocky would like this idea too, is the wild dolphins. Have you ever done that, Kristen? Dove with wild dolphins?
No, but it would be really awesome. I was kind of considering asking Neil what the likelihood or how stupid it might be to try to get in a mermaid tail with some hammerheads, but I do it with dolphins instead.
Well, that would be stupid. So, no, he wouldn't be stupid at all. No, you know what? We'll throw a mermaid in there with anything.
If we're going to have to decide, if the dolphins, that's the run to the north end of the island, and that'll be
totally different area.
All we'll be able to do. I mean, I love it. It's one of my favorite trips. But it'd be challenging to try to do the hammerheads and not the hammerheads, but the
I say we use Kristen and Rocky as chum. What do you say?
Chum.
I accept that sacrifice.
All right,
look
at her.
I will be the sacrificial.
That's a team
chum for the
player.
church.
Rocky is
That
being
can be
noticeably
Kristen,
quiet.
I'm not.
No,
unless
that's
Kristen's
not.
holding my hands.
Okay, well, how about this? We'll let Kristen go first. If she survives, then you can jump in.
Put on these
Rocky.
tuna head costumes.
If Kristen doesn't survive, I'm cutting one of you with a knife, and I'm leaving.
Oh, there we go.
And y'all can figure it out.
All
Rocky,
right.
we'll be happy
Gotta catch
to
me
tie
first.
you to Kristen.
Yeah, just don this meat necklace and jump in. That's all you got to do, and we'll let nature do the rest. No, we're kidding. We're joking.
Here, hold this cow carcass.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have some fun. I know that much. We kid, but we'll cover it accordingly next week on the show as we hang out with the dive god on the Virgin Voyage Scarlet Lady. Looking forward to hanging, Neil. He just froze. Are you there? There you go.
I'm counting the minutes, man. It's going to be a ball.
That's
I'm really
right.
Looking forward
There
to it.
you go. Our hurricane party may just extend into next week.
I
you
like
think?
it.
All right. Hour 2 of the world's first radio show devoted to diving radio show is coming up. And we got a new guide for diving in the Florida Keys. We're going to have that coming up next, so stay close.
On the boat or down below, if you want to stay in the know. If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio. Let's go!
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio. This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.
Oh, hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling your radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea, under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome to Hour 2 of the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master, CJ and Bubble Boy in the studio with me. And we have, we have survived Hurricane Ian. And, but just by the skin of our teeth. I mean, literally 3 hours before showtime, I had no power, no internet.
No hope.
Here at the studio. No hope.
Life,
I
no
thought,
talent.
we're not doing the show today. First time, 25 years, we got booted because of a hurricane. But no! The dive god stepped up, put a word in with the guys up there. You know.
No, he is the guy. He didn't have to put a word in with anybody.
Well, whatever he did, he made it possible for us to do a show, and we pulled it off. I mean, depending on your perspective, I guess.
As good as we can do.
That's right.
It ain't over yet.
So what are you saying? It's going to get worse or better,
Worse.
Casey?
Worse.
Well, you just never know with us.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be joined
we
by.
could sink or we could float.
We're going to.
You never know.
Well, we're going to be joined by Ian. We're going to actually talk to Ian.
Will we?
Yeah. No, he wrote a reef guide.
Reefer.
No, Ian's going to join us. Not the hurricane, a guy.
Sure he will.
Very coincidental that we had him scheduled for the show today, and his hurricane came and gave us a smack.
I think we should string him up in effigy.
Well, we'll talk to him a little bit later on and get an update from him. They got a new reef guide that they released for the Florida Keys. So just coincidence that his name's Ian and there was a hurricane named after him this week.
Just call him Ian.
Kicked us off the air. Ian, what do you think? What is it, Jerry? Jerry the diver got. Well, we just lost
he's
Jerry.
Gone. Hey, I have a question, Greg.
Why is Jerry on the run, by the way? I see him on the
He's probably
YouTube,
wanted by the law.
Facebook Live and Twitch, and yeah, he's been in a car all day today.
He's got hooch in the trunk.
He's on the roll. Is it that time of year? I don't know.
He's making a run.
Yeah, I guess so. And what about you, Kristen? I mean, are you experiencing any kind of weather up by your where you are in Virginia? What are you laughing at, CJ?
Yeah. I mean, it's raining.
Well, hold on. CJ and Bubble Boy are amusing themselves.
No, it's just funny. Her eyes popped out of her head when you.
Yeah, she was like, "What? Me? What?"
He's talking to me.
She was not prepared for the question. Then she heard her name. Oh,
that's okay. Yeah.
I was like, "Oh crap! What was he saying?"
I wasn't listening.
She was totally tuning us out as she does. Yeah.
Just you.
I was trying to decide on a color. I'm making myself a new top for the trip.
Care.
What?
So I was trying to decide on a color.
Why would you say you don't care, Casey? What kind of?
Because as long as it's small and fits her right, I'm not caring about the
That's
color.
not creepy at all, Casey. What is wrong with you?
Mermaid top. So
mermaid top. That's what
she. My starfish.
That's right.
What have you decided on?
Yeah. What color?
I haven't.
Oh yeah.
I usually do my orange.
No.
Orange,
hey, hold on.
I
Kristen, I'll tell you what color you got to do. She has to do scarlet. She has to do scarlet red because they have a scarlet night.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I have a red tail, so I'm not gonna do. I don't like doing like red and red. I'd rather do like since the tail is red with black. I'd rather do like black and red.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you wouldn't want to have. You don't have your top match your bottom. I mean, I thought that's what they do.
I like them to complement it. So like this tail, like you guys saw, my orange tail is mostly orange.
Mm-hmm. They have designs
I would do like turquoise to
turquoise
color.
accents and things like that.
Yeah.
Well, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, you definitely need to go. They are big fans of the red, and they have this massive octopus.
I'm thinking about making red one.
Yeah, they have a giant octopus.
If you showed up in a scarlet red outfit, you might get a huge contract with Virgin.
Actually, one of my mermaid friends, who's like a customer of mine, just posted something on her Instagram story about how she just did a thing for Virgin Voyages, and Richard Branson was in it. Like she got to dress him into like as like a basically King Triton kind of thing.
Wait, she dressed
like
Richard
kind of look.
Really?
And she like met Richard Branson and got to do all that and did like all this mermaid stuff with him on the. I don't think it was on a boat, but I think it was for like a promotion for the boat.
Right.
Or
well,
for, like,
yeah.
Virgin Voyages.
He's big time into the mermaids. I mean, the whole ship you're going to see has
when
mermaids
you get
all
the
over.
elevator, the back wall of the elevator has a huge mermaid tail fan thing going. It's
yes.
Nice. I can't wait. I'm excited. Hopefully, I can be like, "Hey, I'm a Scarlet Mermaid." You guys
That's right. You're going to feel right
put me
at
on the
home.
boat more often.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But yeah, Scarlet, they do a well. Who knows? If you can't dress Richard Branson, maybe you can dress Casey, the tobacco nut, and that'll be
takes
a
lot
distant
more material,
second. Well, yeah, more material the better.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
yeah.
to answer your question, it's just been raining here. So like it rained pretty hard yesterday, and it's just like it's supposed to rain here until Monday.
Right. But if it doesn't rain,
like
I mean, she would dry out.
Like a nasty rain.
Yeah, she would dry.
Yeah.
I mean, mermaids need water, so it just makes you feel closer to home when that happens in her element.
Well, my new house has a little creek in the backyard.
Yeah.
So, like, I can just walk into the woods and hop in the creek if I start getting too dry.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, that sounds like a weird thing to do in the middle of the night.
I
but
mean, if it's not
mermaids do what they-
raining.
You got to get your water somehow. Okay. Oh, okay. Well,
Greg, don't make it weird.
No, I thought they were like werewolves. Mermaids come out in a full moon in the middle of the night, don't they? Isn't that what
That's
happens?
a siren. That's the siren.
That's
thing.
a siren. Okay, so if you're a regular mermaid, you can go out any time at night, but sirens are like they'll. Why we? Oh, that's different kind of siren, you big dummy. The sirens are the ones that come out. They'll lure wayfaring folk to their deaths.
You're
The
right.
siren
Me
song.
trying to come up with a sound effect that's appropriate is way less than you rambling trying to find the words. I'm sorry.
Correct. Yes.
I'll let you struggle.
Okay.
It's his show.
Enjoy your dead air.
Let's just go.
Mermaids
Let's just go
lure
back to
in
my
the
dreams.
sailors. Mermaids just lure in the sailors and run up their credit card.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there could be some of that.
Not the smart ones.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Not the smart ones.
Okay, and then I see we got Jerry the diver guy back. He had to empty his spittle container, and that's why he dropped.
Gross.
And but I saw we got him back, and he just started filling it up immediately.
Ding.
What? Oh gosh!
No,
He
let
sounds
him
like-
talk. That sounds funny.
Yeah, it's like Max, the Max Headroom version of Jerry the diver guy. Who's drunk? Oh, Jer. Oh, Jer knows how to get out of range,
Who's
don't he?
glitched?
Yeah. Well, he's driving. I don't know where he's going. Maybe he's just trying
He's
to
got
get
no
out.
cell service up in those mountains. That's what it is.
Well, he's driving to try to find some. Maybe.
lucky
Maybe
if
that's
they
what
have
it
a
is.
phone.
But he's on the road today, driving around as opposed to in his little studio. Eventually he'll get into a zone where we can talk to him, I think. And maybe we
Depends.
shouldn't.
We don't know where he's
Maybe
going.
we don't want to.
He's on his way to meet Chris
maybe
Hansen. He didn't even know it.
Really? Okay. Well, that's a different issue altogether. But as far as the diving,
Catch a revenuer.
next week we're going to be on that Virgin boat. We're going to do Key West, but I think we're going to just be diving into their Papa Pilar room.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to do any diving in Key West unless you
No.
guys want to.
They might change it.
Might. Yeah, you never know. We'll see. All right, more coming up. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer, and Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Taric is the best, most intuitive, and reliable wristwatch-sized dive computer on the market. Check it out in the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater, dive computers for demanding divers.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Scuba action star Mike Scott is back in a new audiobook, Cayman Cowboys, Reefs Under Pressure. From author Eric Douglas comes the one that started it all. Listen as Mike deals with submarines, kidnapping, betrayal, and more.
He didn't even have fins or a mask to let him see in the water. He was going to be slow and blind. If it weren't for the float, he knew there would be no way he would ever make it to the surface.
Download Cayman Cowboys or Oil and Water, Return to Cayman, Turks and Chaos, and Lionfish at Amazon, booksbyeric.com, and audible.com.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive. Devoted to diving, I am Greg the Dive Master, CJ and Bubba Boy in the studio with me. And then we have the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad connected via the web. Casey the Tobacco Nut, Jerry the Diver Guy, Mermaid Kristen. Also, we're going to get have a friend. Ian's going to join us. Not the hurricane, a different guy who wrote a reef guide about diving the Florida Keys. That's coming up a little bit later on. But first, we got Captain Slate from the Florida Keys right down there as well. And he is on Scuba Radio as I speak. How are you, Captain Slate, and how'd you fare during Hurricane Ian? What do you think? Uh-oh. Did we lose Captain Slate? I thought we had Captain Slate. Maybe we lost Captain Slate. You know, you're coming out of a hurricane thing. Let's just dial him up right now. And cell service might be a little dicey, but we'll reconnect him here in just a sec and get him back on. But, yeah, I think he did okay as far as the storm was concerned. But right before the hurricane came through the area, there was a big to-do about shark diving, and we want to talk to him about that as well. Let's see if we got him. Captain Slate, you with us?
I'm with you, man.
There we go. Yeah, cell towers probably up and down. You still having issues down there in the Keys with that kind of stuff, or what?
To some people, I couldn't get through, but I mean, it's clear as heck with you.
Well, that's good. We'll take it and apologize in advance as well. But
That's right.
But first off, just to get it out of the way, I haven't heard that you had any major damage, but are you pretty good down there in the Keys from where you are in Tavernier and stuff, or what?
Yeah, absolutely. We didn't even have power, water out. We got palm fronds blowing around. We tried to let the boats at the dock and just tied them up safer.
Yeah.
You know, away from the dock. And I think maybe we got a 40-mile-an-hour gust.
Right.
Unlike Key West, who got tapped a little bit. They lost power in some neighborhoods down there.
Yeah.
But I mean, mostly just tons of rain. The streets on the bay side, one of them that in particular, Still Right Point, flooded. I mean, you couldn't drive down it for a couple of days. But it's just, you know, like Wilma that came from the west side and pushed all the water in.
Yeah.
But
well,
this one was a lot less.
Well, it sounds like we had it more up here in Orlando than you guys down in the Keys, and you know, nice change of pace for you, I would imagine.
I mean, it's nice to see a little bit of the chain get spared down here for a change.
Right. But right before the hurricane, though, you know, they came out of the woodwork again to come after shark diving. NOAA put out some request with Florida Wildlife Commission about trying to ban shark diving again. It kind of came out of nowhere from what I could tell. So, and I know you were following some of the meetings. What happened exactly with that?
Well, we won't know till the final. It'll be in November that they really put out the plan. But I went and spoke at all three of them, Upper Keys, Marathon, and Key West, and those people that have been grandfathered in the past, which I have, we will probably be able to get a special use permit and continue. And there's a group that feeds sharks out of Key West that goes out and just chums on the surface like we do, and then the sharks come up and they throw fish overboard.
Right.
And so they were there in Key West. And so right now they're just taking input, and then they have on the 18th of October is the full council meeting, which we'll all be at. And but nothing, you know, they're just gathering information, input from everybody, and of course I'm always there.
Yeah, well, as you should be. I mean, every diver ought to be there, you know, just to let the commission know that, hey, look, this shark diving thing, whether you like it or hate it, it's done a lot to change people's perception of sharks. It's one of the best ways to get people over their fear of sharks. We've seen it a million times over the 25-year history of doing Scuba Radio, and Captain Slate's right there. He does this. He's been doing it for, 40 years now, probably, I guess?
44 years, to be
yeah,
exact.
Yeah, and you've seen it firsthand, how it changes people's attitudes towards sharks.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They need it. They need the support. So do you have any idea where this latest effort to ban it came from? What has anyone spoke up and said, hey?
I'm not exactly sure, but I mean, it came from the blueprint rewrite, and I don't know which staff person or staff people were involved, but I'll add that the guys in Key West that run the shark feeding, where they go out, where they got 2 boats in the 40-foot range, and they go out and just chum off, anchor the boat, chum off the stern, and we only get nurse sharks, and they're benign, but they get lemons and reef sharks and black tips, and that's the most booked charter in Key West.
Well, of course. Yeah, they're making money doing it too. But hey, look, once again, it's good for the sharks when people see them up close and in the wild like that. I think it just really puts them in a different light.
Well, considering we kill 70 to 100 million a year.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. This latest proposal, I mean, I saw the press release that came out from the DEMA organization that said that, what they're trying to do is ban shark dives. But if you want to chum them to kill them, like to harvest them, to fish for them, it's perfectly fine. You can kill them and feed them, or feed them and kill them, but you can't, feed them and watch them.
And they're
That's
doing
bull
exactly
crap.
the same thing. Yeah, and they're doing the same thing that we're doing. They're chumming them in, changing their behavior and the fish swim up to their boat.
Yeah.
Because they think they're getting a free meal and they get caught. They come up to me when I got a bucket in the water, and I'll feed them and they go home and live.
Right. It's just ass backwards thinking. I mean, people, they come up with this nonsense. It turns into a big problem, and then we get kicked back on our heels and stuff as far as trying to defend this activity, and it does way more good than bad. I mean, that's the bottom line.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
it's ridiculous.
I've had people, I have people been diving for decades, get on the boat and go, "That's the best dive I ever had."
Right. So true.
And it is so true. And like I said, we're killing them 70 to 100 a year terribly, cutting their fins off and throwing them back alive. So, I mean, it's like, let's help out Mother Nature a little bit.
That's right. Yeah, give them a little free meal, and then we can get some pictures and see these animals up close and personal. It's so different when you're in the water with them, and you see that all they care about is, getting to the food. They don't care anything about you, and it's very obvious on any shark dive that you do, no matter how they do it. It's pretty apparent how the fish react. So, keep at it. Captain Slate, and
we've been lucky.
Yeah, I know we're not going to see you on the Virgin Cruise because you got too much stuff going on down there in the Keys, but we're going to see you at the DEMA show here at the 1st of November in Orlando.
I'll be there.
All right. Well, we look forward to it, and you take care and keep fighting the good fight, my friend.
I'll try my best.
There you go. Captain Slate from Captain Slate's Atlantis Dive Center down there, and he's in Tavernier right there. So go visit him. Do that dive. That's a top 10 dive on any diver's list who's dove with Captain Slate. I'm telling you, it's a
creature feature. It's
That's
awesome.
right. Yeah. More coming up. Stay close.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of ScubaRadio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
There is a storm on the horizon.
A time of hardship and pain.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. I have survived Hurricane Ian, and now we have Ian on Scuba Radio. No,
yeah. Hi there, guys.
That's
sure it ain't Ian?
Is it Ian or Ian? Ian?
Yeah, it's Ian.
It's Ian. It is Ian. See?
Ian, like European.
Yeah,
He
okay.
will not be named. We can use that if you like.
That's right. So Ian is with us. Now, we didn't plan it this way. You'd think it'd be something that we would do when a Hurricane Ian, you would like, hey, let's talk to Hurricane Ian. Let's find out what he has to say
We're really
for
good
himself.
at planning.
Good point.
Incredible timing. Yeah.
Yes. But this Ian, he's a different Ian. He's not the hurricane. He just used the hurricane for promotional consideration, I guess. I just, yeah, I don't know how you work that, but
Moving on.
Yeah, it just is what it is, and we're glad to have you regardless, Ian. And so you do these reef guides. We've had you on before. You've just released one about the Florida Keys. Is that right?
That's right, the Florida Keys. This has been the big one. It's been a guide that we've been working on for about 5 years now.
Nice.
So it started a long time ago, and we got delayed. A little thing called COVID appeared, right?
Right.
That slowed things down, but also just the incredible complexity of the sites in the Keys and the size of the area, right? We're talking about 200 miles across. If you go from Key Largo all the way down beyond Key West and into the Dry Tortugas National Park, which we did. We're talking about a vast area, and each of these reefs are really, really complex. They're not just reefs, obviously, but some of these reefs also have numerous wrecks located on them as well. So each one was almost like a mini project that required us to go down and do lots of dives in order to collect the data.
Right. And we're talking about, obviously the reefs, but you do the wrecks and everything like the Spiegel Grove and Vandenberg, and all those are in there too?
Yeah, so we do all the old favorites there, Vandenberg, Spiegel Grove, Dwayne, Bibb, Benwood, all those ones. But also one of a lot of the dives that I hadn't heard of before we started this project, and became familiar with some of those. And just to give you an idea of the complexity of the sites we're talking about, some of you probably know the site called Elbow Reef.
Right. Very popular.
Largo.
Yeah.
That site alone is obviously a vast area, which we've got to map all the various different spurs and grooves of that reef. But on that reef also are several historic wrecks, and big ones too, right? There's the City of Washington, there's Hannah and Bell, other like little known wrecks such as Acorn and Tonawanda. So these are really complex sites and really large scale as well. So it was a lot of work to pull this together. And I think when we started scratching the surface, we realized just how much there was to do there, and we wanted to do it justice, right? And that's why it took so long.
Yeah, well, I don't think you're going to get a lot of sympathy from people listening right now going, okay, wait, let me get this straight. You wrote a book about the reefs and wrecks in the Florida Keys, and you had to dive every reef and wreck in the Florida Keys over the last 5 years? You suck!
Yeah, he'll get no sympathy from me.
Yeah, none of that. Maybe an accompaniment.
I feel sorry that you had to breathe all that air underwater.
Oh, okay. There you go. Casey stepped up to complain. I apologize for him, Ian, but yeah, you did that. It took a while to get through it, but now you documented all these dives. It's kind of like your own private logbook that you're sharing with the world, isn't it? In super detail.
Yeah, it's super detailed. I mean, one of the challenges was obviously to narrow down the number of sites, because you can pretty much dive any way you want in the Keys if you've got a boat, right? So it was. We worked with the Office of National Marine Sanctuaries, which is a NOAA office there, who helped us sort of choose the best sites. Well, also the dive operators and a lot of locals had their feedback as well. And we were able to choose just over 100 sites that we're able to map. And those are 100 map sites, so they're not just descriptions, but they are sites that we actually have created maps for.
Right.
So that's the biggest number that we've ever had in any of the books that we've done. That brings the total to close to 350 pages. Our publisher starts to get a little bit nervous when we approach 400.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. Now, and is it available right now today, or getting ready to come out, or where can we find it?
So it is available as of now. So the pre-order link, our publisher put the pre-order link up on Amazon just yesterday, actually. So that's available online through our website, or go to Mango Publishing. But that means the pre-order goes up usually about a month before publication. The actual publication date is November the 8th. But we'll have the book at DEMA, obviously, so it'll be available then. And a lot of the operators down in the Keys have pre-ordered this book, so they'll be getting the book early as well. So you'll start seeing it appear in dive centers down there, which is the best place to go and get it, obviously, from about the end of this month.
Oh, there you go. And the website for you guys is Reef Guides.
Reef Smart Guides.
ReefSmartGuides.com. Right. And did the hurricane make you a little nervous though? Because you're like, oh geez, if this hits the Keys and whacks them, it's gonna mess up all this data.
We had an incident a while back off Broward County when we mapped Okinawa. When that tugboat went down a few years back, and the hurricane that passed through there, which was Hurricane Irma at the time, actually physically transplanted that wreck underwater. So we've experienced this before. A lot of those Keys wrecks, though, are quite deep, or they're quite shallow, and they've been built into the reef over a period of centuries, right? So they're able to survive hurricanes.
Well, exactly. Anyway, we already had the Spiegel Grove incident, and that's been plenty years, many years, but. Yeah, that I can only guess that you're getting ready to launch your book, and they're like, oh no, here it comes. It's Hurricane Ian. You got to. Oh, it's a sign. No.
Let's start all over again. At least we can get back in the water,
Well, yeah, another excuse. Exactly. That's all you need. So you're going to be at the DEMA show showing off this new Reef Smart Guide. Good stuff.
We'll be at the DEMA
Look
show.
forward to seeing you there. And then can you tell us what the next big project is, or if you do, you got to kill us kind of thing?
Yeah, we're starting to look at a few other areas. We collected data earlier this year for Curacao. So if you're familiar with that island, there's a lot of incredible diving there. And we've been working with Alex Brilski, who you probably know, dive industry veteran and marine biologist, to create a guide for marine biology for divers, which we're going to be launching at the show as well. And he's going to be doing Author's Corner and doing a seminar about how to use that book to sort of beef up your dive briefing. So that'll be useful.
I like it. Well, Ian, you're doing good work and making up for this latest blow that we got through Florida. Yeah. I just think it is kind of interesting. It is very interesting that we had Ian booked for today's show. We didn't even know if we were going to have a show today, by the way. I literally found out about 3 hours before. So, we got power and internet back and we're able to pull it off. But we thank you for being with us, and we'll see you in Orlando. And once again, it's reefsmartguides.com. And just go there, check it out, and look for it in your local dive center, and make sure you have all the details you need to dive all the cool wrecks and reefs of the Florida Keys. It's pretty detailed stuff, and they do great work. So hats off to you, my friend.
Thanks a lot, guys.
There you go. All right. So I don't know. You going to get one of them, CJ?
I mean, it's a great idea starting. Ooh, I want to dive here. Let's make that happen.
Just start marking it off the list. You go through the book and you just start checking it off one by one.
Cool. Yeah, stuff you wouldn't normally think about.
100 dives. How long would it take you to get through those dives?
100 days.
You just do a dive a day?
Yeah.
You'd limit yourself to just one place, one site a day?
Yeah, I mean, you have to travel. You have to take into account travel.
Well, yeah, but you'd be on a boat. You could hit a couple, 2 tanks.
Okay.
A couple.
All right, take it easy.
No, I'm just trying to speed it up a bit.
I'm pacing myself.
Yeah, you're getting older. You may not last that long.
I'm not as old as you are, so I'm not worried about it.
Okay, all right. More coming up. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive. Bula, this is Flo, your hostess with the mostess from Paradise Taveruni Resort. You are listening to Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. And now here's Greg, the dive master, and the rest of the crazy Scuba Radio Scuba Squad, with the exception of Jerry, the turtle guy. Why is he always late? Come on, Jerry, let's go with the flow.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. You know, Jerry the Diver Guy was entertaining us during our little interview with Ian. Did you hear that?
I heard it. I heard it.
You heard?
I heard it and I seen it.
I heard you spit in your spit of spittoon there halfway through the interview.
Tobacco.
I look up, I hear, and I'm like, what was that? And I let Jerry just spit into a bottle.
He's dipping.
Oh, jeez, Jerry.
It's called nicotine.
It's a filthy habit.
What are you doing, man?
Right now he's at some little girl's house, and I think her parents are gone.
Oh, really? What is? Oh my gosh, we got Casey.
I would
and
just
Jerry.
like to say, as a disclaimer, she is over 18.
Isn't she? I hope so. She better be. Authorities are going to be on you guys. All right.
All right. Take it easy.
All right. Well. Anyway, that was interesting stuff from Ian. Despite the fact that we heard Jerry spit into his bottle.
Yeah, mute that.
We heard that, right, Jerry?
I had it muted.
No, you didn't.
You did not.
We heard it.
How could we? We heard you spit into a bottle. I looked up. What was that?
And
I was like,
into the bathroom. Thank God.
I didn't say nothing.
Oh well, it'll be all right.
I guess that was
radio gold.
If you say so.
Radio Brown.
Wasn't it? Yeah. Radio throw up. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It was no dream sequence. I'll tell you that much.
Oh man.
It didn't have nothing to do with the brown hole, right?
Stop it.
I don't know what it is.
Stop it.
Not going there.
I don't know.
We did that right off the bat.
We could play it again.
The show.
Should we play it? You want to hear it again? See, is that what you're saying, Casey? You want to hear my dream of how my colonoscopy
Don't
was
ask
like?
them. It doesn't matter to them.
That's right. Yeah,
There could be a lot of listeners that just tuned in.
Yeah, that's right. In case they missed my nightmare of diving my colon. That's what I thought it would be like, and I had a dream about it.
Buzz Lightyear, Rump Ranger, reporting for duty.
You said duty.
To the sphincter and beyond.
Hey, Greg's such a tight ass. We better jelly up with lube.
Okay, bend over.
Dive, dive, dive.
Whoa, awfully dark in here. Spooky.
Heiny ho, heiny ho, heiny ho. Is that the Thai soccer team?
I think those are dwarfs.
We prefer the term dingle buddies.
Hey, up yours, Fister. Shove it, Stinky.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hollywood Bowl.
Now here is Elvis Presley.
As the gas flies out an old and gray abused old coal in a poor little baby turd is born in the blood home.
You're a good audience, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
You ain't nothing but a bunghole, farting all the time. You ain't nothing but a bunghole, crapping all the time. Well, you better wipe all them dingleberries off your big behind.
Elvis has left the bowels.
Yeah, it was a nightmare, dream. See, it was like what it was like to dive my colon for my colonoscopy. That's just, I don't know.
Your head is a terrifying place.
It is. It is indeed. And I apologized in advance for that. So we're covered.
It's a dark nightmare in there.
And the whole point is to remind people to get their colon checked. You don't want colon.
It's a chocolate mess.
No, it wasn't. It was not.
It's a punami in
It was not that at all. I have the colon of a 19-year-old. That's what the guy told me after my surgery, or after the
That's oddly
inspection.
specific.
Yeah, I've been told I have the blood pressure of a girl.
How is that? Because you get it,
and that's a good thing for a
cleaned
guy,
out?
He
supposedly.
was just trying to make you feel good.
At first, I said, "Do I have the colon of a 30-year-old?" He goes, "No, I think it's a 19-year-old."
Because you have the eating habits of a 19-year-old, which is crap.
Well, whatever works. He said it looked awesome.
Ugh.
And
It looked awesome. Those were his words.
I would get
yeah,
another
I got
doctor.
pictures. You want to see? They're pictures
No,
right
you
here.
need a second opinion.
No, here's the pictures right there. Pick the pictures
Oh,
up.
I
You
thought
wanna-
it was inside of a conch shell.
No, you want to see this? Go look. See, right there, right?
Nope, I'm
I got
good.
pictures right there if you want to still shot.
No, thank
it.
you, sir.
He's got pictures of a brown hole.
Okay. Anyway, don't put it off. If you're over 45, you're supposed to get a colonoscopy at least once every 10 years. Do it because colon cancer is on the rise.
I had one
big time
2 years ago, but
Check
I
your
never
colon.
had any
Check it
dreams
often.
like that.
You don't want to go out with colon cancer. You really don't. You're much better off being, knocked on the head by a coconut.
And you get a reward
A reward for what?
for having them give you an inspection. You get a graham cracker and a juice.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get that.
I didn't either.
See, I'm special.
I've never got that.
That's when you give
Yeah,
blood,
you are
Casey.
special. That is true.
I think you went to the wrong doctor.
He might have. He might have went to the dentist.
The phlebotomist.
Did you have to get those crackers out of a treasure chest or anything or something? After?
I think he might have called it a treasure
Casey,
chest.
some of us don't get our colonoscopies in the back of a van.
Down
It
by
was
the
a-
river.
It was a very nice school bus.
Come on in here, sir. I do free colon checks. I got some yummy graham crackers.
I could also check your prostate.
Oh,
Get your
wow.
fat ass in here.
Oh, whoa.
I have one.
Okay.
By the way, I do have a serious question.
Okay, go ahead.
Please.
First
We're
time
all,
for
we're
everything.
all sneaking onto this ship. Are we sure that the drunken sailor has no idea where we're going?
I
Oh,
don't
you
know.
never know.
He found us in
He's
Fiji.
already in Bimini waiting for us, probably.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect.
I hope he doesn't tag along with Walt.
Well, yeah, he hangs out with Walt,
does.
so chances are.
Yeah.
Julio.
Or Gomez, one of them. But yeah, he said when we saw him in Fiji that he was going back to Walt's house.
He tends to pop up in the cigar bar.
Yeah, and Walt, is going to be on the boat with us next week. So I don't know. There is a chance of a drunken Santa sighting.
Thanks a lot, Casey. I forgot all about him until
No.
you brought
I
him
have a
up.
great idea. We sidetrack him and we tell him Jerry just got in a new batch of hooch. Go visit Jerry.
Oh, he's not going to fall
That's
for
in
that.
That's in the process.
That's in the process. What do you mean?
Yep.
He's with you now?
No.
Okay, then
The
what do you?
new batch of hooch.
Okay.
Oh.
This one's brown. I accidentally put some dip in it.
Well, I mean, so it's
I
bait.
call this one Dippity Doo.
He's setting a trap, maybe for the drunken Santa, maybe to
No,
distract
no.
him from our cruise.
No.
It won't be ready by then.
No.
Oh.
It'll be ready by then.
Well, then
But,
just put it out on your
I'm not
Very
porch.
cryptic
distracted.
today.
No.
It'll be ready by then, but no, it won't
no.
be ready by then. But it will be
No.
ready.
Okay.
Pretty much.
All right. Well,
Define ready.
when we have Casey the Tobacco Nut translate for Jerry the Diver Guy, we've reached a new low.
Rock bottom.
Thank God
That's
we're
not
scuba
good.
divers.
Nowhere to go
He
but up.
kind of sounds like Barry when he does that.
Oh, that's just wishful thinking
that
on your
hurt.
part.
That hurt.
Yeah. Okay. All right, you two. Thank God they're not going to be on the boat together, because Jerry can't come. He won't. He's evidently has a job to do. He has to
Unfortunately.
chew some goo and then spit it into some hooch or something. I don't know how it works. And then it
I
goes
don't
into
think you
something.
want to know how it works.
No,
Yeah.
it's disgusting.
Yeah. All right. Well, we apologized in advance. So and look, we got a show off. Subjective. But look,
We
A
got-
minute
we
and a
didn't-
half of it was
when
good.
you consider we didn't even know we were going to have
There was
one.
like 128 that was.
completed
What do you
the
want
show.
from us?
We got a show off and a
But-
brown hoe check.
All
We
right.
have made it to a new surface interval.
What do you want
Okay.
from volunteers?
Oh, they're true. Well, next week we're going to be on the Virgin Voyage cruise ship, and we'll bring you along for that. So make
That'll
sure
be
to join
much
us.
better.
Till then, remember, it's always better. Where, gang?
Downward sweater.
Downward Twitter.
Safe diving, everyone.
On Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio. This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.